going to be so much better than what you're doing. And I think we see like the Penix and the Bo Nix, and we see the high profile stories. And like, look what's happened. Great. They don't talk about like for all the 2 of those, there's like 5 or 6 other ones, who don't go. And this, like, I agree with this. I think the players are kind of just jumping out early and going to see what's out there and trying to treat it like free agency versus where am I going to develop? Where am I going to get, actually a pathway to the NFL versus.
And I think it takes a player transferring once or twice to for them to kind of realize that maybe the problem isn't like where they were. Maybe the problem is them. Maybe they just haven't been developing as much as they should have. Maybe they haven't hit their peak, or maybe they're just not giving it 100%.
Yeah.
So with what you said though, do you think they're going to adjust the transfer portal rules like over the next few years?
No.
Okay.
I think it's going to kind of stay just because everybody's trying to get more freedom. It almost goes hand in hand with NIL. So as more as they open up NIL, I think the more they're going to open up the transfer portal. I just hate the like early signing days where it is. And so kids feel like they have to get into this early transfer portal period to get in there before you sign your full class or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's just devalued all the bowl games. And you're getting to the point where if you're not in the playoffs, you don't really care about that last game. Yeah. So go ahead, Air Raid. I think what you were saying.
No, I was going to just add on to, I think the transfer portal has its pros and cons, I think, and a lot. Now, I took some heat off of when I tweeted out a while back, but I think there's got to be a limitation to it. I don't know. I think it's a Louisville kid. I think he's transferred 2-3 times already before he's committed
another name she's throwing out there,
to Louisville. But at the same time, you look at, here in at least Oklahoma, you look at Spencer Sanders, the quarterback from Oklahoma State,
And Brian threw that one out too as well.
Yep. A literal, brother that can't ever beat Oklahoma. So, he transferred, I think it was to Mississippi. And
just slide that one in there.
We had to, yeah. And, that was our favorite quarterback, Spencer Sanders. That's the all-time great. But, no, jokes aside, went to Ole Miss and lost out to Jackson Dart. So, it's a chance, high risk, low reward, or high risk, high reward. But I do think there's got to be limitations. But it has its pros and cons, just like the NIL does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could see this happening too as well. I know they're already trying to limit the amount of transfers, but when a person's just trying to transfer every year, that's this. And I didn't know this. He's academically ineligible to play in the bowl game too. So, and then like the UCLA kid just transferred also to Oregon as well.
Was that Dante Moore, I believe? Yeah.
Dante Moore.
I'm like, some of these I don't get at all, and it kind of goes back to Ricky's earlier point. People are using the transfer portal just in the wrong way.
I didn't understand his. I didn't understand Dylan Gabriel's, even though we just spoke about that. And I didn't understand Kyle McCord's. I feel like he had the starting job at Ohio State. Obviously, they lost one game. I feel like their offense could have been a little more high octane this year, especially with Harrison Jr. back there. But if you have the starting job, just work on it over the offseason and get better. And you're pretty much not necessarily a lock based on what Ryan Day said, but he said there will be competition all over the field. But you are the starter going into your spring game. So what's the whole point of leaving?
But a lot of people think he was pushed out too, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's with that one. That was an interesting one because See, that's a lot of people feel that way. So, and Mike, Big Mike, we'll get your comment on what Randy's saying. It's like 25-30 the Dogs are getting comes to numbers games. People are like, there are a lot of people talking about that and how many they're losing, but it's like the bigger programs kind of lose that many every year. What do you think on that, Big Mike?
Yeah, I kind of agree with what Randy said. When you've got, 2 or 3 deep and all our 5 stars and 4 stars like Georgia, Alabama, USC, Oklahoma, Texas, those guys, you're going to have some attrition because, you look at for a great example, Jamin Williams, coming from Ohio State, just because there was such a log jam of wide receivers there at Ohio State. He comes to Alabama, and he's a star at Alabama and gets put in the league there. So, you do have the times where it is warranted. But, kind of to piggyback on what you guys said, I think just a lot of people are getting bad advice. They've got, uncle, mama, daddy telling them, well, you should go here. You're definitely going to play. You go here. And then they get there. Bringing it back to Alabama, you got the receiver that transferred to Texas. I can't even remember his name at this point. Never saw the field here at Bama.
Is it Ajayi Hall?
Yeah, Ajayi Hall. And never saw the field at Texas. What good did it do you to transfer other than you got a new place to watch a game.
To be fair,
I think he had problems off the
Alabama,
field, didn't he?
So yeah, he got kicked out at Alabama.
Yeah, I
so
think he had some
fair,
problems at Texas too.
He was already going somewhere.
Yeah.
So, but not to
definitely need to
put
some.
He had attitude problems, like Ricky's saying here. So, I'll give you the. I want to throw out the Ohio State comments, and Rodg will pick right back up with what you're about to say. But we did talk about it a lot last week with the Michigan person on here. So yeah, I definitely think he pushed him out, and I understand the competing, but this one is more like pushed out versus just you're going to have to compete for your thing. Yeah. So, and the NIL is a big I don't like this because first off, in football, more miles is not a good thing, So if I'm a 3-year player, at Alabama, but I only start my junior year and I have a great junior year, I have just as good a chance of going to the NFL because they're going to watch that tape. I mean, Mac Jones, which is a terrible NFL example now, but still got drafted in the first round by only playing 1 year. Yeah. So I don't agree with this. If I don't transfer and play right now, I'm not getting anywhere. So,
right,
Rodg, I think I cut you off. I think you had a point before this.
No, I was just kind of piggybacking on what Big Mike said. I think a lot of the players, some of these players do have family members in their ear, basically telling them, "Hey, man, you growing up, you were all region, all state, you 4-star, 5-star, etc. You're better than this. Why are you not playing?" And then, of course, the players just saying this, like, I'm not on the field right now, so they have to figure that out. And so, why don't you just go to another school? Then eventually they do that. And like I mentioned earlier, they go to another school, they get out there to start practicing, and maybe they don't get playing time, maybe they do. It's just 50-50. So,
right.
I mean, you can't run from the competition all the time. Eventually, you have to realize, hey, you are the issue. You've got to get better and fight it out.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Yeah. Okay. Nobody.
Absolutely.
I think Mom is calling.
We did want to give air raid, since you're here. This is the first time we've talked since this. Kind of give your team a grade for the season, kind of how it went out, like a brief little season recap, and kind of go over what Oklahoma went through this year. Which, by the way, a lot of us were rooting for them for the Texas rematch because that Oklahoma State game was just awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, the refs didn't help us out much against BYU. No, I think overall, Oklahoma gets an A, and you'll probably say, well, that's a homer kind of move, this, that, and something else. But I mean, if you look at Oklahoma compared to a year ago, you 6-7, first losing season in the Big 12 since '98, first losing season since '98 overall. So, a lot to improve from a practice. No disrespect for last year's team, but I mean, it was a backup third string team that Brent Venables got left with, but did wonders of a job. TCU, Texas was the only two. I think that I'm missing one more. I think it might be Kansas State. But, 2 games we just flat out got beat up, and then the rest we lost by, single possession. So we learned from that this year. A few minor miscues against Kansas and extra money that Mike Gundy gave the referees against Oklahoma State, and we're right in the Big 12 race, and if not the national championship race. So I would say probably A, give him credit, but overall still improvement. I still think the offense, now definitely is going to look different without Jeff Levy, but I think it's for the better. Some of his play calls were questionable. Defense really was outstanding the first half of the season, and after Texas, I don't know what in the world happened. So,
was there a Texas hangover? Because that's what it seemed from the outside. It just
I think that was their natty game.
Texas, and it was just like. And Big Mike, I see you kind of shaking. Do you agree with that too? Like, it just seemed like they were flat after Texas.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like where you especially after last year's game, it seems like they put so much into beating Texas this year that maybe they came off the next week, just you can't get up that high again, and you just kind of fall flat. I mean, kind of an outside looking in kind of thing. That's kind of what it looked like to me.
Mm-hmm. Ray, you agree or disagree, or
absolutely.
It's the outsider's view, so
Yeah, I think there's a Texas hangover. I mean, a lot of times the Billy Bowman, one of our studs in the secondary, bailed us out. BYU pick 6 that went 100 yards, which actually ended up being the game winner, so to speak. So, Oklahoma's got a lot to work on, especially going to the SEC next year. Their schedule's definitely not going to favor them in a lot of games. I mean, my opinion, South Carolina is your most easiest SEC game. So,
who's your toughest?
Oh, definitely by far Alabama. by far. And I would say probably LSU would be second on the road in Baton Rouge, and I would probably say Ole Miss would be third. I mean, it's a tough branch. I mean, it's a brutal schedule, but hey, that's why you play with the big boys. So I say Oklahoma overall could be better a few times here and there, but I like where Brent's taking this team, and we'll see what happens with the new offensive coordinators with Finley and Leto, and we'll see what happens in the bowl game and next year.
Mm-hmm. Are you happy they're moving to the SEC?
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. And it's good for the program, I think, overall, and it's good for the university. Change of scenery, and at the end of the day, I think it's going to help them with recruiting. And we're seeing it already. I think we're right now 6 heading into tomorrow. So, again, our facility is going to be better. Don't judge us next year, and we'll be better. But no, I like it. I like a new look. It's going to miss the old rivalries. I mean, I am going to miss OSU, but hey, we got Missouri and Bama.
You still got the Red River.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, you still got OU, Texas.
It just means more here. So you also have a Texas question kind of mixed in here. Is next year, finally the year, Texas recruiting plays off because they're definitely top 5 in recruiting every year? I mean, and he said I could have used spell check, but I translated it for you.
I will say this: I'm not putting pressure on Texas. I will say if they get ousted in the first round, which is possible to Washington, I don't personally see it, but it's possible. If they get ousted in the first round and they fall on their face next year, I think they'll be looking for a new head coach after the next season.
Yep. I can see that.
Yep.
Oklahoma, Arkansas. Yep. Definitely.
Absolutely.
I guess I wonder what Arkansas is going to look like at that point. I'm sorry. Would you say, Mike?
I'm just saying that's bringing an old rivalry back.
Sure is. Yeah.
What's the status on KJ right now? Is he still in the portal? Is he still thinking about this past season?
As far as I know, he's still in the portal.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still in.
And I think Ricky was wowing your Sark being fired. So
yep.
So you're saying you don't think this playoff appearance is giving him a whole lot of goodwill unless they
No, because I think this year you won the Big 12 and they were favored to win anyway this year, so you really didn't surprise nobody. And I think the surprise if you can go win a Natty. I think he's safe, but I think he's done after that. No, it's pressure time and Brent too. I think Brent. I think pressure's on, but I think pressure's on Sark more than anything else. But I wouldn't be surprised if Sark goes elsewhere anyway.
Yep. There was a good point, real quick, while we're still transitioning, that Randy had made about the transfer stuff we were talking about. So, I mean, sometimes it does go for everybody, but his last point in there, the depth, that's what really hurts the big guys. And then I think what people don't realize, especially for playoff teams, is you don't see a lot of transfers to them early because they're in the playoffs. But as soon as the playoffs is over, like I expect Alabama to lose, 15, 20 people a year. We're already talking about how many running backs and how many quarterbacks we might lose right off the jump.
Herb and I talked about that several times. We're still thinking that there might be at least 2 quarterbacks probably going to the portal. If I had to guess, maybe Simpson going into next year. I would be
Simpson and Holstein left for sure.
I like Lonergan. Lonergan from what
I do. I like him too, but the path to starting is not great if you're staying in Alabama. So
that's true.
Ricky says trust the process. Yeah, you have to sometimes, but sometimes I just don't think these kids are like whenever you get recruited. And he's like Ty. Ricky said Ty
is definitely gone.
You're supposed to be buying into a program and their development, and you're stuck in college for 3 years regardless. So, it's not like college basketball where, hey, if I transfer here, I can start next year, play, and maybe my path to NBA is shorter. You're stuck here for 3 years regardless. So why not get into a program where you think, hey, I'm going to be able to build up and go. So
regarding transfers, who's like the best? Who do you guys think is the best transfer portal story? Is that Jalen Hurts? Is that the easy one to go to, or are there other?
I think you also go with Justin Fields as well, kind of in the same vein. And I know Randy probably doesn't want to hear that, but you got Fields. I mean, you've got Bo Nix, Michael Penix,
Joe Burrow.
Burrow.
So, but notice how we're like all quarterbacks. Go ahead, Mike. I don't know if that's what you're about to say.
No, I mean, I was going to agree. I mean, I agree. Bo Nix, going from Auburn to that's struggling to Oregon and being a Heisman finalist this year. I mean, that's definitely got to be in there. You mentioned Joe Burrow. I'll go back to Jamison Williams. You couldn't get on the field at Ohio State because of all the wide receivers. You get down here and you ball out. That's got to be one of the better stories as well. Jalen Hurts obviously going and getting as much money as he can and improving his stock in the draft. And now look at him now. He's starting in the NFL. So, I mean, there are a lot of good stories. I mean, even, you got to look at Caleb Williams as well, following out there to USC and winning a Heisman there. If he had a defense, he may have gotten in the national championship picture. So definitely, if done right, as we said earlier, if you do it right, the transfer portal definitely helps.
Yeah. Now, hold on. Now, I got to call someone. Stetson Bennett transferred to a small college and right back to Georgia. Like, he basically went to their G League team and then came back.
I had to double check that one when Randy put it up. I was like, where? I was like, but it's like Jones College, and then he came back to Georgia. So technically, he did transfer. So I'll give him that. But he came back to Georgia. So
Jane Daniels, definitely a big name that we mentioned in their team. So Gibbs was the only reason I can't put Gibbs in your top is because he didn't win a title here. Through no fault.
Gibbs was going to go, and Gibbs is going to the league regardless. I mean, he was an addition to Alabama, but if he had stayed at Georgia Tech, he still would have been first or second round.
Now, I feel like he just got a lot more TV time coming out from maybe second to first round, though. Yeah, I would say that for sure. Yeah, and Randy's having a little a joke at our expense there. So I didn't know this one right. Maybe it's Overton after this year.
LT Overton, he's coming to Bama. Yeah.
I just think you don't hear about those guys as much as you hear about, and that's why. I mean, that's why the MVP goes to quarterbacks. It's why the Heisman goes to quarterbacks. Those are the stories you place, on the cover. So, like I said, Overton will be a good one. Gibbs will be a good one, but you're always going to talk about the quarterbacks. But then I remember when Jalen Hurts first got here, like 4 quarterbacks transferred out, and like one of them bounced around like 5 schools. So stories are not always great.
Gosh, what's the kid's name?
Was it Cooper Bateman was one of those guys?
Cooper Bateman was one. You're talking about Blake Barnett. You're talking about Blake Barnett.
He ended up at like 5 different schools before.
Yeah, because he started the USC game. He started the 2016 season, but then he like fumbled the ball after the first play, and then they put Jalen in, and the rest is history. So,
well, speaking of which, this is our Christmas episode, so I'm going to be the first person to give out a random gift.
Selfish.
My gift is to Jalen Milroe, an invite to the Heisman ceremony next year. Not saying you're going to win it. But my gift to you will be in the top 3 for next year, which is also a gift to myself because if that happens, I will be very happy. So
but I think going into next season, him and Carson Beck are probably going to be the Heisman frontrunners just to start off the season.
So is that your gift to Randy? Carson Beck is getting an invite.
I didn't do that one. I didn't list down anything for Carson Beck. No.
Don't even tease me with this. If Brock Powers did not go to the NFL and came to Alabama, I would be in Tuscaloosa to greet him. I would move mom and dad out of the house and let him move in.
I'm inviting him to my birthday party, even though there's nothing planned. I'm still going to invite him and be like, hey, man, what do you need, Brock?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there to do all his laundry. I'll clean his house. I wash his car, whatever he needs to do. That way he doesn't have to worry about it. I got it.
Yes, whatever they're paying in the NFL, we will double that. So
somehow, yes.
Well, I got my first gift to hand out.
What's that?
And real quick, Roll Tide to the Williams. That's where we're getting our title towels from. So
Roll Tide, appreciate you.
Have them check it in. Roll Tide. Go ahead with it, Aaron.
I know he's not very well.
Here.
He's not very. He is not. Oops.
Okay,
you win.
He's not very well liked here in Oklahoma, but I got to treat Lincoln Riley to an extent. I am giving him the keys to the general manager and head coach position of the Los Angeles Chargers come next year.
That's actually a nice,
pretty accurate. He's already out there.
I feel like they have talent and they have been misused for years.
I've always been a fan of Herbert. I always thought he was a good quarterback.
Thank you, Rodg. I appreciate that.
Is that
my gift?
Herbert needs a coach that can coach quarterbacks, and Lincoln's the fit that I believe can do it. And same goes for if he, I'm going to keep him in LA, but heck, he could go to New England. Maybe that's Mac Jones's issue. He needs a coach that can coach him, but I'm keeping him in Chargers because his wife, I don't think, is going to like New England.
If I had a choice between the Chargers and New England, I'm going Chargers.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
See,
an offense I can actually coach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that because I actually had my first Christmas gift to give would be the exact same gift except to Jim Harbaugh. giving him the keys to the kingdom at the Chargers. One, because I've got a lot of Charger friends on Twitter, and they seem to want him there really bad. So that would be a gift for them as well. It would be a gift for Jim to go back to the NFL where he had a lot of success, where he's more comfortable. And 3, I personally follow college football more than I do the NFL overall. So I wouldn't have to go Jim Harbaugh anymore. So really, it's an overall gift to everyone. Harbaugh.
So do we think that gift might happen sooner if Michigan loses to Alabama?
Yeah.
I know he signed like an extension.
If it's bad, well, I mean, yeah, they are
Right.
signing the extension. If it's bad, and then it's Harbaugh's losing what Mr. Usman talking about, they're gonna
lose a lot of people to the league.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be bad. So I think this is I agree with this 100%. I feel like Lincoln Riley more than Day, but that's just a gut feeling. That's not based on anything for sure. So Rod, I think that extension might get ripped up if it's bad. Now, if they win the whole thing, obviously that all bets
not going to happen.
And they are. Okay, Rod. No, I mean, hey, I can't.
The thing is, if Michigan actually won the whole thing, do you know what people will say about Michigan? We all know it's going to happen.
Yeah,
the amount of scrutiny they're going to receive is going to be 10 times what they've already received.
Yeah. But in their defense, they have no, it's not going to be any cheating as far as the Alabama goes. And then you heard what Kirby Smart said about him when he beat him up. He's like, there was no evidence of them cheating against that. So I didn't see anything like that. So, I mean, I think the game is still played out there, and I think the best team will win. So, but that shows you how much Alabama's hated that we're playing a team with their coach missed half the season due to 2 different scandals, and people are still mad at us. But go ahead, Air Raid. What you got?
No, I was going to say, I don't know how much of a hot take this is, but you do realize there's a missing piece that Ryan Day needs that can beat Michigan next year, and that's Caleb Williams. Can you imagine Caleb Williams and Harrison Jr.?
Harrison's gone, though.
Yeah.
I think Harrison's gone. I've read the stuff. I know what you're saying about the money, but
but even regardless of the money, it's like if you're a top 5, top 10 pick, why come back? Why would you take that risk of possibly getting hurt?
Thank you.
Another year in college. So just go to the league. So I think Harrison's gone, but that would be interesting.
That would be nice, though.
If Caleb transferred up there, that would be nice.
Yeah, and I think a lot of time, I mean, I understand that NIL gives you a certain amount of deals,
of course,
but I feel like going to the NFL gives you even more. So I feel like Harrison's got to go to get the clock started in NFL. So, yeah, I just don't like the numbers that they're talking are just astronomical as far as a guy staying, and especially at wide receiver. Like we all love a great wide receiver, but without a great quarterback, you're not winning anything. And there's a reason why the Heisman is going to nothing but quarterbacks.
Well, absolutely.
I can't even remember like the last non-quarterback to win the Heisman. I mean,
I don't know. It's something like Devontae Smith. I mean,
where did he play again?
I'm just saying I don't remember. I don't know.
It was out some school in Alabama, somewhere down there.
Probably Troy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
South Alabama, I think.
Yeah. And Randy, you'd be surprised at how many people think that we're wrong on this one. But I'm like, you get into that slot, you open up to more money than just what NIL can get you. More endorsement deals. Like it's just, I just think there's more. So, and that's what I say. Harrison got to go, man. Just go.
Because what is it? 20-25 mils? What rumored is?
That's what the rumor is. But why would you pay that to a wide receiver who's not the difference between you making a chance, winning the whole thing or not?
True.
That's what I don't get.
Yeah, some of the NIL rumors for all of them are just crazy. There's no way these can be real. Yeah. And I heard somebody say, that's where coaches have to make a decision where you've got your quarterback or your receiver saying, "Hey, I want $25 million to come back," and the coach just says, "All right, see ya, what you can do."
Yeah,
he's got to make that decision to cut bait and go spend that money on 5 or 6 other guys rather than trying to do it all in one.
Yep. And the depth, honestly, at this day and age is going to be more important. You kind of look at how the NFL model is now. How many starting quarterbacks are still out there even surviving? So, no, I think your depth, if I was like, I could have Marvin Harrison Jr. for $20 million, or I could have 4 good wide receivers for that money at 5 apiece, I'm taking the 4. And that's not a slight on him. He's just the name that happens to be out there. You can insert anybody else's name. But we love Bond here. But if Bond came out next year and was like, I want $20 million,
bye.
Like, well, we'll find 4 other guys and wish you well. So and see stuff like this. I just feel like the money will be there for you anyway. If you're a great star, you're gonna make it to the league. So
if Bond wanted to leave, I would just tell him tomorrow never dies.
Yep.
See what I did there?
No, I totally missed it. So, and that's it, and especially this, especially in the NFL. That's what I don't get. Like you're kind of local as far as your NIL deals go. NFL, I mean, sign a shoe contract when you first get there and get on the big. And if you win, the money's going to be there. So, and you start your clock quicker for the NFL. Every year you delay it, it's another year you're on a rookie contract.
I guess for some of the college players, I'm really thinking, are they wondering like where are they going to possibly get drafted? And I guess since we're talking about Harrison, it's like, okay, do I go to the draft and possibly get drafted by the Bears and have some rough couple of years there, or do I go back to Ohio State for one more year and see if things change in the next draft? But still. With that being said,
that's a gamble too, though.
Because what happened? What if the Bears have another bad year and you're in the same boat? So it's like,
why are you picking on the Bears? What did they do to you?
They didn't do anything to me. I'm just saying they have the top pick in the draft right now, don't they?
Only because of Carolina. They don't have the best pick of the draft because of them, though.
No. I understand that.
Ricky liked your joke, Rodg. So he's with you on that.
Ricky, I appreciate you, Ricky.
Yep. So Rodg, the man with the golden hands.
Oh my God.
The Bears still suck. Yeah, this is where I hope they don't draft Harrison. The Bears get hated on more on this. Well, I don't even know if it's just on this program, but the programs I've been on, the Bears get hated on more than anyone.
Why is it the Bears though? What?
So here's what I give. Here's my gift to the Bears. This is not one that was on my list, but here it is. A staff that can actually make good decisions.
Yeah.
Okay. Decide whether you're all in on Justin Fields or all out. I don't even care which one it is, to be honest.
I think they need to be in on Justin Fields.
Yeah. That's fine, but I'm saying they need to decide.
Yeah,
all in or all out.
Yeah, because I feel like
if you're in on Justin Fields, trade the first pick, get some more draft capital, get him another weapon as far as a wide receiver, build up the line, do whatever you got to do. If you're out on him, trade him, get what you can. Draft a quarterback, but make a decision and go with that decision 100%. I feel like they drafted Justin Fields and they spent 3 years trying to figure out if they liked him or not. Right. And they got him a wide receiver at the last minute, and now they're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's my gift to you guys. So,
gotcha.
Ricky said, let my people go. So, in that how the fair song. So, that's my second gift. There was not a planned gift. I had better gifts than that, but for the Bears, since that one came up, please.
You're kind, Herb.
I am.
Since we're in the NFL, let me go ahead and give out my first gift because Herb was selfish to go ahead and give out two before we could even proceed. And then he wait.
I'm giving out gifts and I'm selfish?
Listen, I'm not going to go back and talk about this, okay? My first gift, it's not. These aren't in any specific order, but it's I want Tua to go under that Christmas tree, December 25th or whenever he decides to open up his gift. I want him to unwrap something. And it's a little trophy. It says MVP. I want Tua to get the MVP this year. I think he still has
pile driver. Is he joining wrestling? That's the only MVP that he will be getting.
Very funny. After what he went through last year, now you're making jokes. Oh, come on, Herb.
Okay, well, so when he unwraps it and he gets it and he holds it, I hope he hands it to Tyreek Hill. Says, here you go, brother.
Hey, and that I would be okay with that too. I would be perfectly okay with that too. But after the season he had last year, to seeing how good he's playing this year, I think it's possible. I do think it's going to be decided. What's really going to help his case out is if we can win one of these last three games. We got the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the Bills. And I've said this many times.
Dallas at Baltimore, home against the Bills.
Yeah, I've said this many times to the Dolphins fans. We really haven't beaten any good teams this year, and I think if we can pull out one of those
bad
games,
teams have beat you too.
Yeah, we did lose to. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to talk to the boss after this. I do think if we can go ahead and pull out one of those games, then it'll kind of lean a little bit more in his favor. Not necessarily saying he's going to win, but it would be nice.
Yeah. Mike, how do you look at the last little stretch of Dolphins play here? Like, what are you looking for from these last three games? Because there's also a scenario if you guys lose out and Bills win out, they win the division too.
Yeah, I have heard that. So hopefully we can come away with a couple of wins. Obviously, I want to go 3-0 as a Dolphins fan, but 2-1, I would love that as long as we beat the Bills the last game just to solidify the division. And it's as much as I hate to keep piggybacking off of other people's gifts, one of my gifts would be to Tyreek Hill. I would gift him my ankle, so his isn't bad anymore. It's just so he's 100% in the game to help Tua win that MVP that Rodg has given him. That's actually one of the ones I had on there, was to give him my ankle. I mean, yeah, it's a 43-year-old middle-aged man's ankle, but
it is an ankle that runs a sub.
That is Santa's ankle. I mean, come on, don't discredit that.
But you're right. It is Santa's ankle, and I do go around the world in one day. So
we already announced that you're quicker than. We already announced that you're faster than Milrow. So that ankle is amazing.
So there we go. That my second gift is to give the greatest ankle in the world, according to some people, Tyreek Hill, to help the Dolphins win 2 of the last 3 games.
Yes. Cool with it.
Roll Tide, baby. And Aaron, I guess you've been feeling good, huh? You kind of went from fire everybody, the sky is falling, to we can make the playoffs here.
Yeah. So my next gift is going to be.
I was like, Mike don't care nothing about what I say. Like, yeah. Hey, Mike, my bad.
You're on point. You're on point. We were tanking for Caleb, and then realized what we saw in Caleb was probably not what we want to see in Denver, and then the team caught fire, and now we're kind of back to we don't know what kind of team we got again. So my next gift's going to be to
real quick,
my next gift is going to be to Russell Wilson. Whenever, like Rodg says, whenever he opens his present, I don't know whatever day he chooses to open it, I'm going to give him a wide receiver by the name of Tim Patrick to come back healthy and strong to help revive this receiving core, because we need some extra help.
Yes. Well, on the lines of that, then I'm going to gift Jerry Jeudy his Alabama persona, because whatever is going on in Denver is not what I'm used to. So to help you out, that's what I'm going to give you is Jerry Jeudy from Alabama.
Well, that was my actual. I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, no, it's been a while since we've seen Tim Patrick on the field, but that was my next one. Was Jerry was. Yeah, we got to see that, Jerry. I don't know. Maybe he can get it over the offseason. I don't know. But I will be honest, I don't expect him to be back next year or even after his rookie contract. I don't think he's long-term in Denver. I just don't see it.
So either. It just hasn't worked out, but I can't even fault the organization, because there's just a lot that we've seen bad from him. Just bad games, bad plays, bad drops. And it's like, when you have, and I know that they aren't the biggest names, but you have Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy should be fine at wide receiver.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe you're not getting a start at one, but you're getting at least 2 really good B+ receivers, which should be fine. Yeah. That's what I thought about Alabama's receiver core coming into this year. Yeah. It's been fine, but it's just not happening. So, yeah, I agree with this. I don't think he wants to be there, but man, some of these guys I feel like need to realize if I play better, at the very least, my trade value goes up.
Right,
absolutely.
Because I agree with this. I think his
other people look at you like a problem. Like, nah, we're good off that. So
So I don't feel like he's playing. So Santa, you've been called the most powerful mutant in the universe. So your ankles should be great. I hope everybody saw that Santa's ankles would slay from the Patriots. So Kat wants she's a Saints fan, so she wants Sean Payton back. So are you willing to gift that back to them or no?
Not right now. Let's talk after that. Let's talk later down the road, but not right now.
Yep.
He's got a lot to fix.
So Mike, would you consider it would have been a very, very early Christmas present that the Dolphins put 70 on you guys to kind of help start this turnaround to where now you guys are in playoff contention? Would that be like an early kind of Christmas gift?
I wasn't going to bring that up.
No, I was actually going to thank Taylor Swift more, because ever since Taylor Swift got more involved in Travis Kelce, the Chiefs kind of sucked since then. But I will say that your guys' 70 points, which I greatly appreciate, the former ball boy and water boy of Mike McDaniel. I appreciate him doing what we did, because, we were laughing stock that week.
Yeah.
But it did light a fire on their butts, But no, I do think that game did help us out. I just think this team, there's a lot of missing pieces still, and Sean Payton's going to get to the bottom of it. And I do think Russ in March will be released. I don't see him next year either.
So I do it, and I don't know, this is coming from football talk with Bo. He thinks money wise, you guys are stuck with him for one more year, and then you have an out for him. So like that's not something
I could see that too.
Yeah.
So what pick do the Broncos have in the draft? Do we know that?
Is this still one that they've traded away because of?
No, let's see here. I can pull up real quick. I think we got our first next year. Finally, because I don't know, because obviously we're what now?
Yeah, they do round 1 own pick, so they don't have a second rounder. So
they can draft a quarterback. There's going to be a gajillion quarterbacks out there. They can draft one if necessary.
If you can draft a quarterback and have him sit for a year behind Russ, or half a year until Russ basically falls apart. So,
or until Sierra tells him to stop playing.
But with that being said,
why are we giving Russell Wilson gifts when he has Sierra? That's what I don't get. So I want his gift.
So here would be my question: if you have a quarterback sitting behind Russell Wilson for a year, which quarterback would you want to draft that you think he could teach the best on, the ways that he used to play and would be really good? Who do you think would be the best fit there?
Would that be Caleb? The whole year talking to Sean Payton. What, Ross?
I said, would that be Caleb?
Well, so my question on that one, so I can give you a better answer, is what are we talking? Let's just say mid-round, assuming that they're there.
Yeah, you're going to use your first round pick. Say it's in the low 20s.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You got to be taking.
I don't know who's going to be taken already.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The guy I was thinking is probably going to be gone, but I'm still going to give you my answer, even though I don't see him being there in the 20s at all. Is Drake May from North Carolina?
Yeah,
that's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a baller.
Yeah,
I would say Drake May for sure. I like Caleb. There's still some things about him that his flashes aren't really impressing me, and when he struggles in the game, he struggles, and it's just you don't know what kind of Caleb you're gonna get off the field. But no, I would say Drake May by a long field.
You're not alone in that. A lot of people are kind of off on on Caleb Williams too as well. So, by the way, because of the NFL section, I'm gonna give one more little gift. Houston Texans make the playoffs. That's my gift to you guys. I
would be okay with that.
Yeah, not that I think they want, not that they're going to make any noise in it, but I think it's a great first season. Like D'Amico Ryans never had anything against C.J. Stroud. Obviously, I told you I want them to justify the Will Anderson trade, so I want the Texans to make the playoffs. So.
I like that.
Yeah. Yep. One more since we're stuck on NFL. Herb, don't laugh at this one. I would like to.
That's a setup.
I would like to give my fans a nice little couple of tickets to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
I would love to see my Dolphins back in the Super Bowl. First time since.
Oh, are they going to be selling drinks or like giving selling popcorn, or what are they going to be doing?
You can mute your mic if you want.
I'm just asking. You said they got tickets.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I still think we have some stuff to prove the rest of the season, and of course, it depends on where we land in the playoffs. I would love for us to get home field advantage, but after losing to Tennessee, we kind of forfeited those rights temporarily, unless we kind of pull out some of these, the last games and the last three. But I would love to see that. It would definitely exceed my expectations for this year.
This is what Rodg has to put up with for me all the time. So honestly, first off, get home field. The bottom of the ACC is not strong. You're talking about playing 3 or 4 teams that are playing without their quarterbacks. So it'd be tough, but like the Clevelands, the Cincinnatis of the world, you like to think those are teams you're going to beat at home. Yeah. KC has not looked good, which he says they're going to fall apart in the season unless they have a great
KC. We played them well, but they still beat us. We just kind of fell apart the last.
Yeah, but somehow it seems like they're getting worse. They're trading water. Yeah. New England was giving them all they had for a quarter to half, 2 quarters. Last game. So, Baltimore is one of those interesting teams that if Baltimore is up on you 10-0, they don't try to go up on you 20-0. They kind of sit around at 10-0 to see what you're going to do. So you're always in that game.
What do you think about Buffalo?
Scary at times. Yeah. It's just like when they were front running, they were bad. And now that they're behind the 8 ball, it's like, okay, let me try and, like against the Dallas game, they're coming out on fire. How sustainable is that,
And
I think
Josh
they just have
Allen
never
only
had
had
good...
like 82 passing yards that game, which is really
Yeah,
weird.
but
They
if
just
you watch
ran
that
the ball
game,
all
though,
over them. Yeah.
If you watch that game, they were basically like, this is what I wish Alabama teams would do back in the day when they were running well. They didn't decide just not to throw it, and it's kind of one of those. Okay, it's not the most exciting thing, but we're gonna run it till you stop it. So I feel that.
I got my last gift since we're still on the NFL. I'm going to grant some playoff tickets and a playoff win. So I'm going to give, not only am I giving away playoff tickets, but I'm giving you a chance to go, or a tickets to the divisional playoff round to the mighty Cleveland Browns.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That whole setup, I was hoping he was going to say the Dolphins.
Yeah. I was hoping you were
started.
going to give some of us some tickets. I don't know.
He came out with the Browns, and it kind of broke his heart a little bit.
I mean, Cleveland's having a good season. They're 9-5, so looking good.
What's the worst trade? The trade for Russell Wilson or the trade for Deshaun Watson plus the contract?
I would say Deshaun.
I forget they gave up draft capital for him and then paid him. So the money is similar on both, right? As far as guaranteed. I know Deshaun those is fully guaranteed.
I think it would have to be pretty close to similar.
Rick wants to, who's the QB for your Browns when they get there?
Joe Flacco.
Eesh.
Good old Flacco.
I know.
I mean, playoff Joe might come out there, so you never know.
You never know. No. Mm-mm.
Cat, not a Josh Allen fan, flipping, and then she says flopping. So we'll just say he's flipping and flopping on the field.
He's doing both.
Yes. All right, I was going to give out a couple NBA ones. I don't know how much time we have, so I'm going to say this: Dame Lillard, my gift to you, make the finals. So what you do there, what you get there is up to you, buddy. But he's been to a conference final. I want to see him make a final. So I know the Bucks have already been there, but he hasn't. So
I'm not gonna lie, I want to see Dame win too. So I'm glad he's out of Portland. Speaking of NBA,
oh god,
don't do this to me, guy. No, don't you do this to me.
Did you hear? But Mike took my comment.
There's a young gentleman by the
god.
name of LeBron Raymond James who's gonna turn 39 on December 30th. Lakers are probably 6th, 7th seed right now.
Tell me I'm gonna go do some other stuff.
Since we lost to the Knicks last night, but I would love to see LeBron Raymond James, the greatest all-around basketball player of all time, win his 5th ring. I would really love to see that. I think that if the Lakers can stay healthy, they can make it. If the Lakers can stay healthy, that's the big question mark. And it's not just LeBron, it's AD as well. I need that to happen. I need that to remain consistent. Yeah. Santa Claus, we might need some help from you too.
The good thing about LeBron being who he is, and Ricky's is he won't even have to ask for tickets. Somebody will gift him tickets, so he will be at the finals.
I want him playing in the finals.
Yes. Playing.
Yes.
Maybe they'll let him do one of those half-court shots to win like free tuition or something, since he never finished college.
Silence.
What'd you say?
Being the good Santa Claus that I am, I do actually have a gift for the Lakers to try to help LeBron get his ring. And I would like to gift this to Anthony Davis himself. I would like to gift him the largest roll of bubble wrap ever created in the history of time. Just so he can wrap himself, after the game, before the game, during the game sometimes, just so he can stay on the floor to help LeBron win that 5th ring. So that is Santa's contribution to LeBron's 5th ring as well, just to help you out there.
Well, I appreciate that. I wish Herb would share your confidence and your energy, but
so
even when I brought it up, Herb was already like, "Oh yeah."
Well, to be honest, though, Mike actually said it before you did. Air Raid said, "Oh God," so
he did. I'm giving him a pass though.
Yep. Legacy was submitted at 35. Who's outlived it? Yep. LJ Kent. Yep. I agree. Oh, and here's E, who I would definitely gift continued good family life and good health and fortune.
Yes. Shout out to E.
Giving us his picks in basketball. So obviously we'll start following NBA a little bit more, especially after Christmas. So Minnesota, which is a surprise, Denver, LAC, and then Mike, your Thunder in there. So I know you like to see that. So I like that group, man. They're
young,
So surprising that this is the 4. I think Denver's the only one. Well, I mean, the Clippers are playing.
Well, the Clippers are getting hot now. Yeah. The Clippers are
and I think we knew that if they were healthy, they would get in there. But Minnesota and OKC are too. Go ahead. What you got, Mike?
The only problem I have with this picks, though, and I'm looking at my keyboard. I don't know if it was a typo, but the C and the L aren't that close on the keyboard.
Right.
So I'm not sure how the LAC. I think he meant to type L after that.
And he is a Lakers fan. So if he put the LAC, he meant that LAC.
He meant the Clippers. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
no, they definitely have a good team with all the additions and everything they had in the offseason. They're definitely.
I'm mad that Harden is working out, by the way.
I think with the Clippers, it's going to come down to exactly what happened last year. Is Paul George and Kawhi Leonard going to be healthy at the end of the season? So
that's fine. All right,
his Harden still got the care.
Yeah.
Boston, Philly, Milwaukee, no surprise, and Orlando. Actually,
hey, shout out to Philly for getting rid of that extra baggage and still having a good season. So good for Philly.
That's why I like Embiid's first, interview after that. And they were like, everybody here is focused, so we're ready to play. And he basically just said, "We got."
You know what he meant to say? He's like, "Yes, Harden is gone. Let's go out and win." So yeah.
Yep. Can you blame him for that one though?
No, because every day they're asking him about Harden. And he was like, "Look, if he's not here, what else do you want me to do? Like, I can't go pick him up and bring him to practice. So if he doesn't want to be here, he doesn't want to be here."
I mean, I guess technically he could pick him up and bring him to practice, but I guess not. So I was trying to get to the. Go ahead.
Real quick, my gift is to Oklahoma City. I'll be a little homer on this one, but it's their time to make a big statement in the West and in the NBA and make a run into the playoffs. So big weekend for us. Clippers on Thursday and the Lakers on Saturday.
Yeah,
both home games. So
they're just a team that I can't.
Are you going to any of those games?
Lakers won. I got a commitment prior to. For the Clippers, but definitely Lakers. So I'll be sending you more LeBron picks for you.
All right. No, well, actually, I mean, I have his number. I'll give you his number before the game. You guys can chit chat. He could probably come over to the house, whatever the case may be. He's a nice guy. Yeah. I call him Raymond, but you guys call him LeBron. Anyway.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
Great job, Rodg. Great job.
Yep.
All right. Who wants to go first with their first question? Anybody have any other gifts?
Big Mike can.
I did have one more gift. Just for all general Twitter users and social media. A 10-second pause before you decide to post sometimes. Everything that comes in your head doesn't need to come out on the keyboard.
Hey, that's true.
Anybody watching, anybody, myself included in that. So
definitely hurt, yeah.
I can hear you. You know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, my last gift is number 19 for Bama. I think that was kind of obvious. I don't even know if we need to say that, but I'm hoping it comes true, and I have really, really good faith in this one this year. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to New Year's Day and the 8th.
Love it. All right, who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Big Mike.
Okay, so I will be asking Rodg questions. Mike will be asking her questions.
All right.
And my first, I'm going to try to keep with the tradition of the show as much as possible. So my first question is a work, play, live.
Okay.
For you, Rodg. And being that we like most of the same teams.
Yeah.
Some of these may have been used before, but I hope not in the same order. So work, play, live. LeBron, Tua, and Saban.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I like it.
I'm going to have Tua be my neighbor. We could just play catch, just talk about football, chat it up, maybe have a beer, whatever. I'm going to work. I'm going to hate this. I'm going to hate this, but I'm going to work with Nick Saban and get chewed out every day.
Oh, my gosh.
Because maybe my TPX reports aren't lined up right, or maybe I didn't use the copy machine the right way, or whatever the case may be. And come on, I'm hanging out with LeBron. LeBron knows everybody. He's a multi-gajillionaire. I'm not going to have to pay for anything. He'll take care of me. LeBron's good.
I'm hanging out with Nick because I got to see what he's like on a Friday night at a bar.
You've seen that electric slide.
He's probably watching film.
He said, "Hey, this beer, this whiskey, not enough. Where's the pour? Come on,
how many empty calories are in this drink you're about to drink? That's not going to do your good on performance."
Work, save, and live to abroad. Hit the streets. Yeah, y'all on the side. And Daniel making an appearance. What's up, buddy? Good
Shout out to Daniel.
Man. Hope all is well. So,
all right, well, Mike,
I missed what definitely Herb was for, so I missed that one. That's my fault. I was distracted. All right, who going next?
Herb. Yeah. Work, play, live for a Alabama tradition because you guys be in the playoffs, so let's keep the roll tide going. Work, play, live. Nick Saban, Jalen Hurts, or Dennis Francione.
Oh, good Lord.
I was gonna say Mike Price, but I don't want to get all into that crap.
Yeah. You don't want to.
Well, the easy one is me
him.
and Jay going out because Jalen just looked like he got a lot of swag. He just looks like, I'm gonna hold this down. But he looks like the guy where the girls are coming up and they're lined up, and if 10 of them are approaching him, and I can just get one,
you're gonna have to be his security.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his body; ain't securing nothing. that is not happening. Where they dive in front of bullets, I'm diving that way, so I ain't got to worry about it. So, Francione, I guess, could be my neighbor. So yeah, definitely Rick said did not play with Francione. I guess he could be because I got to stay true to what I just said. Francione could be the work guy. Because at least then I know he's going to screw up something. I'll have somebody to blame it on when I ain't around. And I guess Nick will be next door. I got to keep my lawn, I guess, in order.
Yeah.
Don't make me call the HOA. I know. I can just see about the drifting car. Lawn's about 2 days overdue on that mowing.
You're not going to get mad at him. You're just going to be like, oh, okay, Nick. Or
Nick will be that guy out there with the ruler, making sure it's exactly 2.2 inches high.
Yeah.
You can sprain your ankle on this lawn. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll handle that better, I think, than the other stuff. So that's what I'm going with. Rodg, you want up first?
Yeah. All right. So this is obviously for Santa Mike. Work, play, live, the Mike edition.
Maybe work a year and be gone. Yeah.
Work, play, live, the Mike edition. Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, or Mike Tyson?
Wow. I'm going to live next to Mike Tyson.
Wow.
Just because
I would never go outside. He would scare the heck out of me.
Well, I mean, he likes to own tigers. He's got exotic animals on it. I think it would be kind of cool to live next door to him just to see what kind of stuff goes on at his house.
Okay.
Good luck, Mike.
God,
I don't know. I don't want to be Steve Kerr and get punched in the face if I work with Michael Jordan, though.
Yeah. LeBron wouldn't treat his teammates like that.
Yeah.
He probably should. Did you see J.R. Smith? If he had smacked J.R. Smith around a couple times, they would have been.
J.R. was probably high.
I literally 2 days ago, I watched a documentary on Michael Jackson and the album Thriller. And to see the work he put into that and how passionate he was about that, I would work with Michael Jackson just because of that and seeing all the greatness that he was behind the scenes, with arrangements and everything else. I'm a big music guy. And so I would definitely work with Michael Jackson there just so I could get some of that input. And then you got to party with Jordan with the money, the drinking, the gambling. Mm-hmm. He's definitely going to be the most fun to hang out with.
And both Ricky and E both agree with you on the going out with Jordan. Now you're going to be at a casino until about 4 a.m.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. All I got to do is hit 1 or 2 times, and I can sit back and just collect my chips.
No, all you got to do is make sure you letting Jordan pay for everything.
You're going to be doing what Jordan wants you to do. You're not going home anytime soon.
Well, all right. Well, keeping with the work, play, live for Air Raid, we go Denver edition. John Elway, Shannon Sharp, Terrell Davis.
Ooh.
I feel like the go out is easy, but maybe that's because of what I've seen.
I know who I'd go out with.
I would say work, play, live. Let's go work, John Elway. He's bound to retire soon, even though he's retired completely. But at least if you're in a position of promotion, he's your best option. Live, I say TD. He seems a bit more laid back guy, and then play Shannon Sharp. I bet that dude out in public is just it'd be so lot of fun. And especially, I don't know if you guys saw that last clip with him and Ocho Cinco in prime time. That was
hilarious. So we can't talk about it now, but
exactly. Yeah. No, that was just
definitely Rick of his. You got to go with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
I mean that's gonna be a crazy time.
Yeah.
All right, back to you, Big Mike. What's number 2?
Rodg, number 2. Nick Saban wins their 19th national championship and decides to retire. 2-part question. 1, what do you want Nick Saban to do next once he's retired? And 2, right now today, who do you want to replace Nick Saban?
Rodg.
Oh, he took my question, but in a
How
different
about
way.
that chocolate? He can run my chocolate store.
Honestly, I would want him to relax and just take some time off and just be at ease, but I don't think that's going to happen. So
I
would
think
actually
Saban
want
was
him to
born
be
before
a
relax
guest,
was put into the dictionary.
either a permanent or maybe a guest host on the Pat McAfee show. I know he already is now, but I think just being like a permanent staple, that would be pretty cool. Or even commentary at all. I would listen to that. Now the part B or number 2, who would I want to be the coach now? That's a really good question. I think it's too early to say Tommy Rees, and he's made a drastic change as far as offensive coordinator, but he's young, still a little too early. I like still a defensive coordinator. Oh my goodness. Who would I want to be the coach now? You know what? I'm just gonna say Steele because those are the only names floating around my mind right now. I don't want to go outside the program right now. I'm gonna stick with Kevin Steele. He's been with the program for a little while. Left, came back. Definitely changed the defense around. I think with him keeping Reeves as offensive coordinator, I think we'll be all right.
You guys have scarred Cat. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Sorry, Cat.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Ricky said give him Sark.
I'd agree with that. I like Sark.
Yeah, I like Sark. I just don't know if Sark's gonna leave Texas though. I mean, he's got a good thing there. So.
Yeah. All right, Air, what you got?
Well, I'm going to pretty much copycat because exactly how I was going to do it, but in a different way. So, Herb, you guys just won the national championship. Congrats.
Santa Claus says you're welcome.
Nick Saban 2 weeks later decides to step down and retire as head coach. You have 3 options as your head coach.
Oh, Lord. Go ahead.
Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and who?
Go ahead. This is gonna suck. You can already tell when they lock you into 3 answers, it's bad. Go ahead.
Lane Kiffin.
Oh God.
Oh God. Lane Kiffin, Mac Brown.
Oh God.
Or Bob Stoops.
Oh God.
To take over Alabama.
You know what? We're going Lane.
Oh my gosh, dude!
I'm hiring him like 3 people whose only job is to stand around him and not don't let him tweet, don't let him talk to women, escort him to the stadium, back
to the house.
One of those guys has full override on 4th downs. One of those guys has the ability to call running plays. That's what we're doing. So no. That was it.
Yeah, he's definitely got to have his own social media manager provided by the university.
Well, absolutely.
But by the way, you guys have scarred Alabama fans asking for this already. So even can we stick around for 20 and somewhere in the middle of all this, Randy. Randy, I did see your other quote. I'm gonna put it up there because I do have that similar question for people.
And I know we're running late. I will pause for 1 second just for Kat and Ricky and all the other Alabama fans. One of Santa's Christmas gifts that he wanted to give out is 1 shot of water from the Fountain of Youth to Nick Saban so he can coach another 20 years. That was one of my gifts that I had written down.
The rest of college football would hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, you're done.
Yeah.
If you find anyone younger, we got issues. Yep. See?
Yeah.
Yep. Mac too old. Stoops, I don't want to play him. Yep.
Just so I can get Ricky and Kat back on my good side.
Yeah.
So
I
had to do something there.
All right, go ahead, Rodg. What you got?
All right. It's a quick one. So, Mike, let me give you this. Let's just say all 4 of us here individually have our own really, really successful podcasts, thousands, millions of followers, subscribers, whatever the case may be. It's all sports related. Let's just say you have to take a road trip, 8 or 9 hour road trip from wherever to Texas or wherever the case may be. Whose podcast are you listening to during this road trip out of us 4?
Out of us 4, myself included?
You can't. I'm sorry. You cannot listen to your own podcast.
I was about to say.
One, I wouldn't listen to my own podcast because I don't like the sound of my own voice.
Okay.
But and no offense, Air Raid, I love your show. I've been on your show. I appreciate it. But I don't know that I could listen to Oklahoma talk and things like that for 9 hours. For this particular question, I would have to say Rodg, just because we line up on so many teams. Herb, I love you, and only because every other.
That's it. You don't have to say anything else. I beat Herb. We're good. That was the whole premise of this question.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight for the Herb and Rodg podcast. Good night. So, on your last answers, Big Mike, you did get some. Thank you, Big Mike. They love you. Ed said, now you're good. You did redeem yourself right up until the point where you made me cry. So it's fine. Whatever.
Yes.
Only because you hate LeBron. I can't listen to that.
I don't hate LeBron. I actually have a lot of respect for LeBron, but when I'm in a group chat with two, because you don't even realize, like, I root for Miami Dolphins when I'm not around you guys, but in the group chat, I will make fun of Miami Dolphins and Lakers and LeBron all the time because it's just the two of y'all. I'm not a good. Ask Ricky about what I do at work, and y'all realize I'm not a good person. So,
and yet you're mad I wouldn't listen to your podcast.
Yes. I'm a terrible person, but I love you guys all the same. So this is a setup for you, Air Raid, for your next question. I asked this question to Randy 2 weeks ago, and he made a great post that I know I've shared with Rodg already. I got to share with everybody, make sure everybody's watching this. I didn't show it out yet because I think he mentioned something about making a last edit to it, but he made a TikTok based on his answer to this. And he says, so I guess people get in their feelings. So you have to pick a new staff going to the SEC next year. Okay, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, head coach. All three people though have to be superheroes. Who are your picks? Whenever they lean back, I know I got them on a good one. Like, oh man. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, because I mean now you really put me on the spot here.
Really? You gave me Lane Kiffin, Mac Brown, and Dennis Franchione?
Well, I can't say like Kirby Smart because I mean that's probably the most easy. I got to get, I don't see any of them ever coaching a game besides Lane. So let's say head coach. Let's go Iron Man on the head coach. Now we're what? OC? Let's mix things up. Captain America, I think, sounds pretty like a cool offensive coordinator kind of guy. Yep. And then Daredevil on the defensive side.
Daredevil who can't see?
Exactly. It makes things more. It makes our defense more interesting.
Just go out there and tackle hard, guys.
Exactly. So hear me out. So if
he's sure he wasn't already at the DC on USC this year?
It's Lincoln
Riley. He's gonna have to go up to Daredevil and be like, "Yeah, they're really killing us on the same way."
That was golden, Mike.
Daredevil, because here's the deal: he cannot see how bad our defense is. He assumes it's great, and hey, I can't tell you. I mean, I gave you my three head coaches, or three coaches. I can't promise the talent that's on the field.
I'd go up to Daredevil and be like, yeah, they just beat us on the same play for like the 10th time this game. Are we gonna change anything here, or what are we doing? Nope. Just trust in the Lord. Or what are you gonna do? I don't know.
It makes it interesting.
Yeah.
It makes it interesting.
And I think he's saying Thanos head coach. The only thing was we said superheroes. And there were people that also wanted Brainiac and stuff like that. Iron Man OC, yep. Iron Man seems to win this one a lot. And I would not have the Hulk as my DC because the first guy to miss a tackle,
you're gone.
You will never see that guy again. So
I'll put a little twist on it. I'll put a little twist on it. I'll say Batman for a head coach because he's also a genius billionaire and he always seems to know how to put the right pieces together to make something and to beat his opponent. So I would say Batman.
Yep. He made DC, I think, for Randy. But Randy put that out there in a lot of comments. So, all right, let's get the last round real quick. What you got, Big Mike?
All right. So, again, keeping in Herb and Rodg fashion, Rodg, who is your favorite Mike? Air Raid or Big Mike? You guys ask this question to every guest that comes on. Who's better, Herb or Rodg? So I had to turn it on your head and get it from our perspective. So you got to pick one. Air Raid or Big Mike, and keep in mind the answer to my last question.
Yes, that could definitely.
I'm gonna go with Big Mike because you're wearing the Santa Claus outfit. you kind of won that with the outfit, so I'm gonna go with Big Mike. But I still love Air Raid Mike, so
I love you too, bro.
Very tough, very tough one.
All right, what you got, Air Raid?
Herb, last one. Tag team partner. It's you need a tag team partner. Who you grabbing, Rodg, me, or Big Mike in a Hell in a Cell match against I don't know really wrestlers anymore. Against two of the the tag team partners are Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan.
I'm babysitting, so I ain't.
Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Well, since Rodg is my brother and I love him,
you would tag me in, but you would
and
never
I'm
tag
tagging him in, and I would not be near the face.
I knew it.
Rodg will go to tag me, and I'll be in the front row eating a hot dog.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, I'm getting annihilated here. Too bad.
You got this, bro.
It's all about entertainment.
Don't let him poke you, Rodg. Don't let him poke you. Good hot dog, dog. It's good hot dog. I like this.
My gosh. All right, Mike. Last question, right quick. This is a question I've asked someone else before. Let's just say someone gives you 2 tickets to the Rose Bowl game on the first, but in order to get these tickets, you have to do some things first. Number one is you have to become an Auburn fan from every single day starting tomorrow until New Year's 1st. You have to post daily about Auburn. You have to say the little chant that they say, etc. And then going into the game, you can go to the Rose Bowl game, but you have to wear Auburn paraphernalia. If you do that after the game, you get an extra $200,000. And then you can go back to being an Alabama fan. Would you do it?
So I'm going to ask another question. Does Alabama win the championship if I do this?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yes. 100%.
You would?
With that caveat that Alabama wins the national championship, I will sacrifice my dignity
I
for a
love
week
you,
to be an
Mike.
Auburn fan.
Man,
for the
that's
good.
a tough one. That's a tough one. A lot of people wouldn't do that.
If you had said that it's 50-50, I might not have done it. But when you guaranteed Alabama winning, I'll embarrass myself a lot.
Okay.
I will. You know me well enough. Herb knows me even better. I will embarrass myself for small things, much less Alabama winning another national championship.
You've heard it here. Santa said roll tide.
Yep.
You can donate the $200K to NIL next year too, for all I care. If Alabama wins the championship.
Yeah, but those kids are gonna be like only $200K.
Exactly, for real.
Look,
we may need a long snapper.
I love it.
We may need a new long snapper.
Mike,
I don't know.
Mike, after the whole thing's over, we'll come to the house and you'll watch every game with us on replay and we'll cheer like shit. Okay.
Yep.
I got you. So, Mike, my last question isn't as epic for Air Raid, and we'd already asked him the Herbert Rodg one, and I don't know if my ego can take any more shots tonight, so we're gonna ask a different question. We'd asked you before who do you want Oklahoma's 3 rivals coming into the SEC? Mm-hmm. Who would they be? We're gonna flip it around this time, and so if you had to have 3 permanent rivals, non-SEC version, one from the Big Ten, one from the ACC, and it would have been one from the Pac-12, but they decided not to play anymore. So one from, let's just say, the Group of 5 that they would have to play every single year. Who would you pick?
Ohio State Big Ten, just because I do believe Baker Mayfield left a bad taste in her mouth.
I would definitely pick like Rutgers, but that's fine.
I was thinking Nebraska, but I gotta think outside the box. ACC, let's go Florida State, and then Group of 5.
So you're not gonna make this easy at all.
No, I'm trying to think. Let's go.
Right, don't let me make Alabama's schedule next year.
Yeah.
We playing Mississippi State. We playing Vanderbilt.
Let's go.
We playing Wyoming.
We're gonna play Troy.
Let's go Boise State.
Nice.
We want revenge from that Fiesta Bowl. Let's go Boise.
That was the last time Boise State was good too.
It was, sure enough. Yeah.
They peaked.
Unfortunately.
See, Liberty, which I don't know, they beat Auburn, so I don't know if they want to stay away from that game. So,
everybody did.
See, if I'm making Alabama schedule, everything is easy. I promise you. Vanderbilt's on the schedule every year. Mississippi State's on the schedule every year. We play Miami of Ohio, the Troy Center for the Deaf and Blind. Like,
wow,
12-0 every year. So, all right, guys. First off, definitely want to say we appreciate y'all coming in. Air Raid, you are the first person to have us on your show. So that really kind of, especially Rodg and I, this is a long time coming. We've been on stuff for years, and Air Raid, you kind of help get us out there. So we definitely appreciate that. Big Mike, I don't know if a lot of people know behind the scenes how much we talk to you every week, how much you put into the show and then the other stuff that we record and help pushing us forward. So, man, we just appreciate both of y'all. So we definitely wanted to
appreciate it, guys.
You guys are is the gift to us, man, and we definitely appreciate everything.
Likewise.
So,
and I'm going to use my Santa powers to do one last Christmas gift, and it's to you three. Santa would like to give much success and the most viewers possible to both Air Raids podcast and to the Herb and Rodg podcast. You guys are awesome. I love all of you guys, like family. So hopefully this is just the beginning for everybody here. Yeah. And there are big things to come. So that would be my last Christmas gift to give to you guys.
Greatly appreciate that.
No, absolutely. I agree with Mike, and that you guys continue to keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys got, you got the ball rolling, and like I was telling Tisha a while back, you guys got a lot. The future's bright for you guys and Big Mike as well. So you guys keep going up the good work. Keep doing
it. Appreciate it.
Thank you to everybody that commented. I see the last couple on there. Lady Alpha, she's been very a great person for us.
Dedicated,
dedicated. I could not find any sign of word. So Kat, when she jumped on there, got a title towel from us as well. Randy, man, you've just been great, man. Randy's another person who's helped really kind of push us forward. Like you said on YouTube, just even a little watermark where you can now click and like and subscribe. Mm-hmm. Randy's the one that pushed that on me, and then even gave me crap for not getting up last week. And that's the kind of stuff you need, everybody, this
got to be held accountable.
Somebody who's on you and trying to help you, man. So I appreciate everything Randy's done, and then stepping in when Rodg had to take a night. So that was fun. Ricky, just thank you for putting up with me at work, man. So I know it's
I couldn't do it.
A handful. Yeah. Thanks, Rodg. And I think that's all. The E, man, brother, love you. One of the people I've known, I guess, the longest outside of Rodg. So appreciate it, man. Hope everything is going well. Daniel, for checking in there, appreciate you. And I know I missed some at the very, very beginning. So anybody I missed, I apologize. We'll catch you another time. So, I know Whitwill, the guy behind the title towels was in there too as well. So just appreciate everyone, man. We're having fun. It's a great little roller coaster. Next week we have Washington and Texas breakdown. So we got two people on for both of those. We'll have fun, and so for the game. I'll be out in Dallas this week, so there goes E.
Looking forward to it.
There you guys. Yep. Kat, we're glad you found us too. So appreciate everybody for the Herb and Rodg podcast. Mike 3.0 joining in with us today. Appreciate everybody. We'll be back next week. Have a great night and roll tide.
Merry Christmas, Boomer.